Which direction you want to go? Do you want to tackle submarine time?
Oh, let's talk about the submarine. Yeah.
All right. So, if you don't already know,
Leave the
it five-
Titanic alone. Jesus.
if you don't already know, was it 5 people?
Yeah.
5 people are presumed dead. I mean,
Presumed.
not presumed dead. They said that the ship exploded. They found debris. My whole thing is like, if it imploded and you found debris, where's all of it?
Well, I mean,
Like
it's in the ocean, right?
Okay, yeah, I know that. And the ocean moves, sure. You're pretty close to the ocean floor already, though. And it should be really close to the boat.
Well, no. That's not kind of how it went down. So, do I give like the backstory and then we jump into all of it?
I'll do the backstory. 5 people got in a boat. They paid a lot of money to do it. They're dead.
All right.
That's basically it.
Expanding a little bit more on that. You're right. One of them was
The CEO of the company.
yeah. One of them was CEO of the company. The other one was an investor, and their son. Another person was a Titanic expert. Funny how that works, right?
He's the most knowledgeable person there now.
Right. Oh my God.
Bro, okay, if the middle world is a thing and there are actually souls trapped in that like location, and they're all just like, "Damn, bro, like that was a crazy trip," and then all of a sudden a new soul shows up, they're like, "Bro, how the fuck?" And he's
Oh my
like,
God.
"Yeah, so I'm actually gonna tell all of you about how you died," and then they're like, "We don't get. How did you get here?"
How did you die?
He's like,
Oh
"Oh
my
yeah,
God.
so I was actually researching more about how you died," and they're like, "Seems counterintuitive."
No, you're very thorough. You really wanted to know what it was like, huh?
Oh my God.
But yeah, so it was those 3, and I believe two sons. You know.
Yeah,
or
something like that.
One
It was
more
like a
person who was like
British-
an engineer, and then their son.
Yeah, it was like a British billionaire, the Titanic expert,
Mm-hmm.
the CEO, and then the one dude and his son.
Yeah. So what I've kind of gathered from this is apparently this wasn't just like let's hop in a cylinder and dive deep into the ocean. Apparently this was them in an attempt to
It's
get
more like
funding.
let's hop in a tin can.
Yeah, no, honestly. This was apparently in an effort to guarantee kind of funding for them to do like oceanic exploration work, studies, whatever. I'm gonna be real with you. If you just, I just don't know how I feel about that, right?
Well, it's like what they were like going for a grant, basically.
Yeah. Someone somewhere said that part of getting a grant for any ocean travels or works or whatever sometimes
Had
involves
to have
that.
like a proven journey.
Yeah, but your investors might ask that you consider looking at the Titanic. And then your investors might ask even further to be like, show us you're actually going to go down there because we're going to come and make sure our investment's going to be worth it. Word of mouth, he said, she said, that, whatever. I don't know. It could all be true. I don't know how we get grants for ocean work. Here, look at me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I have no desire to do that either.
Yeah. Fast forward. Now, Luigi and Kayla were sitting at home, and they get news that some submarine somewhere disappeared. 5 people are in it. Everyone's freaking out. I'm thinking, this is terrible. And then more news comes out, right? It was operated by a Logitech controller, which, in their defense,
Shout out Logitech.
a lot of submarines have, a lot of organizations, even the military, have reported using controllers to operate machinery before. That's not new.
They also usually like fully fuse the machinery and like
That is true.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
just saying
they
the aspect of
direct
using a
wire it.
controller
is
not the wildest part. Because when I read it, I go, okay, whatever. But looking inside the tube, right, I didn't realize how ridiculously I'm never getting this shit it was, because it was just, like you said, a cylinder. They didn't even put any stickers on the walls. The shit was just gray. There was nowhere to sit. There was a little hole that they, I'm assuming, dug in the infrastructure where you could pee and poop if you need to. The 2 1990s monitors, a fucking 1980s keyboard, and the Logitech controller.
You're running DOS
And
underneath
talking about,
the ocean.
yeah,
bro.
like these pipes that you see here, I got them at some regular store I can go to, which is a red flag because again, I can go to a store you built a submersible. That's, you know what I mean?
Man, somebody said that they were using I'm not sure what a ballast is, but they said that they were using a ballast that was like repurposed from something else. Like it literally wasn't even that. Like
Yeah.
they were using like a pole or something like that from an old restaurant that they owned.
That's crazy.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah. Furthermore, this submarine only opens on the outside, so once you're in, you're in. You're literally in. Yeah. Submarine only has 96 hours of oxygen. Nowhere to sit. 8 hours into the trip, they go missing. Right? Coast Guard is out. Everybody's out. Everyone's looking for them. Coast Guard comes out and says, yo, they got 40 hours left. Then we get it imploded 1,600 feet away from the Titanic. They almost made it. I'm not, you know what I mean? They almost made it.
That's what, like 4 blocks, 4 city blocks.
Yeah.
I don't even. Every piece of information that I get about this story just makes it more ridiculous.
I'm gonna be
me.
real. If I'm a billionaire and I pull up and what you're asking me to go risk my life in is what you showed me, no,
Absolutely not.
absolutely not. Somebody posted the James Cameron submarine as picture
They
by
said
picture.
one of the other dudes that was. Oh, sorry. One of the dudes that was on this voyage had been multiple times. He had been like 7 times.
That's crazy. That's
And
crazy.
I don't know, man. You're not convincing me.
You're not convincing me.
I'm
either.
sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if my best friends, like, if any of our other friends came and was like, yeah, bro, this is my boat. And even if it was an above surface boat and they showed us a rowboat, I'd be like, yeah, have fun, bro.
Yeah, I'm
gonna
not
be
doing
real.
that. I'm not doing that.
And it's not even because it could be the best rowboat ever. That's not what I'm here for.
Yeah. So I'm
It's
definitely
not a good time. It's not a good time if I got to work like that.
I'm definitely not going 4,000 miles underneath the surface of the ocean.
In something that was basically made in your backyard, like
Yeah.
a DIY project.
No, yeah, that's just not gonna happen.
No.
Do we feel bad for these people who lost their lives? Obviously, yes, because you don't want
Absolutely.
anyone to, die and any families to go through this experience.
Loss of life is terrible.
However,
But as we mentioned earlier in this episode, we also don't agree with loss of money for no reason.
and this could have easily been avoided. Because
Yep.
again, you pull up and the person goes, this is what we're gonna use to make this trip happen. I would have at least made my son stay behind because clearly I'm not coming back from this trip. You know what I mean? Because again, looking at the submersible, it was a tiny window, so there was a window. But when you look inside the submersible, where the window was a screen instead. So even when you get to the Titanic, which you're clearly not gonna get out and swim around in, you're just gonna get a projection of whatever is on the other side. I don't have to be down here for this. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no,
There's
dude.
no real actual experience. Like, I'm not looking through the glass, the window. I'm not seeing anything.
Well, apparently James Cameron's picture was through a window.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. When you look at his submarine, that I might get into. It had phones. It had all sorts of wires. The more wires it had, the safer I felt.
I'm dead.
You know what I mean?
My whole thing is like, I've also been trying to figure out how an underwater implosion happens. Like, what does it look like? And so, like, because clearly it's like an internalization of the pressure, right? Like, the thing was crushed. But how was it explosion, you know?
Let's see. Let's see. Oh, man. So it's literally just the exact opposite of an explosion.
So, like,
So instead of the pressure
internal problems, things start going
and
wrong.
things being pushed outward,
It just
the ocean pressure,
depressurizes it. It
The
just
ocean
fucking
pressure pretty
crushed.
much crushed them into a low ball. And then obviously, because there are still electronics and wires and other stuff, that probably caused,
like that popped.
yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So the debris does make sense to why it can't really find it everywhere because whatever.
It compressed.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That is weird. which means they were inside when all of a sudden the thing just goes, all right. That's scary.
That's hella scary, bro. What the fuck?
Nigga, I've been in water before and I swallowed a little bit too much water and I got scared. Could you imagine?
Man.
And the thing is,
I don't
the
know
oxygen tank, right? Do you just sit there and try to breathe as little as possible? Or do you just sit there and watch the meter just...
I don't think anything happens because, like, a lot of people are making it seem like this all happened in milliseconds. I don't know if I believe that.
Apparently that does happen in milliseconds.
That's so
the
weird.
implosion does well, like it happens fast enough. So it's one of those things, like, obviously it's not happening right. It doesn't just boom, crushes right away. But you descend, and there's enough pressure built that at one point, all at once, it just goes. Right? It's really weird.
I wish
to
we had a
explain.
soda can right now.
No, for real. For real.
That's not funny. But yeah, I wish I had a soda can. That's the only way I can think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But have you ever did like a water pressure experiment?
I mean, no, yes and no.
So
yes,
you can
involuntarily, no, and not on purpose.
Yeah, you can do it with like really like even like a rubber glove.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you take your hand in a rubber glove and you stick it down as deep as like a foot, you can feel the like sides of the glove press on the side of your hand. And now imagine that's a whole car.
Yeah, which depending on, because here's the other thing we're not considering. Yeah, it happened fast, but how fast were they spiraling down? That's
what I'm saying.
You know
That's
what I mean?
what I'm like most interested in. Is everybody's like, well, this all happened in like milliseconds. Like they were dead before they even know what happened. I doubt that.
I don't doubt that.
Well, no, I doubt that they were dead before they knew that there was a problem.
Oh,
you
yeah,
had
yeah,
to have
yeah,
known there
yeah,
was a
yeah.
problem, and then being like, all right, we're descending. I lost contact. Yo, what does that mean? 2 minutes later, you're like, after sinking some more because you don't have control, that's when you're like, all right, yeah, like at the ocean floor, it's going to crush us.
Yeah.
This submarine is only supposed to go within 1,000 feet of the ocean floor, and we have no fucking piloting.
Yeah, because when you look
and
at
you're like looking at the people in there, and you're like, guys, I'm sorry.
but by the time you're done saying you're dead.
Yeah. They're like, guys, this
So-
shit is about to...
Yeah, so that's the thing, right? Because we're losing oxygen, the reason why people probably said they died before realizing it, they were probably passed out anyway.
That's fair.
Right? Because when you're losing oxygen, it's not
Well,
like you're
yeah,
being
and
choked.
if it's depressurizing, so the whole reason why a submarine doesn't get crushed every time is because the cabin is pressurized.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't properly pressurize the cabin, then that's exactly what happens.
That's-
It's like throwing a tin can into the ocean.
That's scary.
If you can sink a tin can all the way to the depths of the ocean, it will crush that because that is how fucking intense the pressure of the ocean is. Man.
I'd try that out.
Oh my God. Man,
Would you not?
I don't even know, bro. That's like rip your shit off.
Damn.
There's a movie that we have to watch sometime. It's called Sphere. And in the movie Sphere, they go so deep into the ocean that you have to go down a certain level. They pressurize you, and you have to stay there for 3 weeks. Then you go down even deeper, and then they pressurize you again, and you have to stay in the tank for like a couple days. And then afterwards, you can leave. And then it's like all this like pressurized underdome and all this other shit. But they're like, if you were to go and just like hop in an elevator and let's go down to like a pressurized environment under the ocean, even the air and everything down there is heavier. You would be crushed and you would throw up from internal bleeding.
Damn.
Yeah, like you just step out the elevator and be like, guys.
Wrap up this whole
Sorry. All right. Now everything is recording.
Okay. To wrap up the whole submarine talk, guys, like we said earlier, make better decisions. Leave the Titanic alone. There is a reason why they never brought it up.
Let us be more specific. Yes, make better decisions, but make better decisions with yours and other people's money. Like, not just in the submarine thing. If a bag is literally grabbing you by the chest and trying to, like, reverse rob you, don't let that shit escape.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also, don't take your bag and spend it on a submarine that's going to cost you your life.
No.